About 250,000 Americans answered the call to serve after the 9/11 attack. Some signed up that very day, that very morning. But for many veterans, that service came with a price.
CBS News senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge is spotlighting a new fund that was launched to help veterans facing traumatic injuries. She also spoke with a retired Delta operator who shared his struggles following his service.
You had a gun in your hand and you were seconds away from ending your life.
I had it pressed to the side of my head, yeah.
And you were able to pull back.
Yeah.
Are there other shadow warriors out there who are also struggling?
Well, it's emphatically yes.
And Catherine Herridge joins us now. Catherine, thank you very much for being with us this morning. Thank you very much for these interviews, for this story. It's about an organization called Operator Relief Fund, and it connects veterans with services that they need. What more can you tell us about their work, and how did you hear about them?
Well, it's a very small group. So far, they've helped about 180 of these shadow warriors. These are individuals who work military and intelligence operations, sometimes these special mission units. So they're working at a very high op tempo or operational tempo. In the case of Derek Natalini, he did 24 deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan. And the goal of this organization is to really be a clearinghouse and to streamline the process so that these special operators can get access quickly to treatment and also innovative treatments that help them deal with all of the pillars of the, I'll say, the hurt that they've felt since they've left the service.
Catherine, talk to us specifically about that hurt, about those medical, emotional challenges that veterans face.
Well, what we learned through our reporting, we focused again on these elite operators. Just for some context, these are people who are doing dozens of deployments. They're doing very difficult operations, some of the most difficult that the U.S. government will ask them to take on. And what you'll hear is they have traumatic brain injuries from doing multiple door breaches, improvised explosive devices. They have stress disorders. They're almost constantly in a state of fight or flight, and they can't kind of reset their system. They have sleep disorders. They have substance abuse problems, and they also have a number of nutritional and hormonal imbalances that may be a reflection of the toxic exposure they had on the battlefield. So the challenge for them is finding a way to coordinate all of these services so that they can start to work through these issues in a timely and a meaningful way.
You know, Catherine, many of these young people, they joined in their 20s. When you have something like 24 deployments, like the individual that you interviewed, I mean, by then you're in your 30s. Is the need here going to be lifelong? And also, you mentioned this is a small organization. Does it need to get bigger? Are there people out there who are not being helped who need it?
One of the things that struck us in our reporting is that there really is a grassroots effort in this country to help these veterans as well as their families, because when they deploy, their family also takes on the burden of these deployments. There's a lot of single parenting that has to go on. So the stress the family feels is also the stress of the operator. One of the things that struck me is that the need really is not diminishing. It's actually continuing to grow, because when you do the math, what you see is that it's been 2 decades of the war on terror. So many of the people who answered the call on 9/11 are either just entering retirement or they're heading into retirement. And as I said earlier, it's this hard stop to this high tempo of operations that I think is really a shock to the system for many of these people. And the need to help them process through this really is continuing to grow.
Yeah, to continue to have a mission in life, to have meaning in life after their service. The mission continues in some way. Catherine Herridge, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we should mention, if you or someone you know needs help, there is always the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline Network. It is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Truly is. You can call, you can text, or you can chat their hotline using a 3-digit number. That number is 988.